What's up, guys and gals? My name is Splattercat. We are here with the next episode of Dawn of Rising 2, Chaos Rising, or Dawn of Rising? Dawn of War 2, Chaos Rising. If it was Dawn of Rising, that would be a game like a simulator about waking up over and over and over again. That would be terrible. I hate waking up in the morning. Being asleep is the greatest thing ever. Let's do our conversations.
Eliphas has yet to show himself again. He must be planning something. That heretic is too dangerous by half.
I thought he died during the Cronus campaign.
As did I. I saw him torn to ribbons.
How does he yet live?
Souls are both playthings and currency in the warp. Eliphas may have died in the flesh, only to have his soul bartered among demons. It seems they restored his body when it suited them.
More likely his death was a deception, a mask for his escape from Cronus.
There was no deception.
In either case, it speaks of Eliphas's power. Tarkus is correct to worry.
Just how did you survive, Martellus?
Yes, a good question.
As you may recall, I was aboard a Thunderhawk during the climactic battle with the Tyranids.
I also recall it being blown from the sky.
A Thunderhawk is a resilient craft. Instead of destroying us outright, the Tyranid attack sent us into a desperate dive into the jungle. My brother pilot used all his experience to guide us into the highlands, where the infestation was less severe. He did not survive the crash landing. I was left alone. No transmitters survived, and my own cybernetic enhancements were severely damaged. It took me months to successfully enact the repair rites to regain my mobility. I spent the rest of the past year battling my way through to the astronomical ray.
Your perseverance does the chapter proud, Martellus.
Perhaps. But I am glad to be in the confines of a mighty strike cruiser once more.
I bet he's the snitch. Alright, so we got level ups to do right here. We got the Talons of Faith, which are very clearly probably better than, well, maybe not. 10% movement speed and suppression resistance versus redeeming item, 14% movement speed and HP regeneration. Interesting. A redeeming item, so maybe they get +1 to their purity for every single mission that we go through, that he's got that equipped or something? I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm going to put these plasma guns just don't seem that useful to me. I really do feel like I should probably be getting rid of all these ridiculous white items. But anyways, let's go ahead and go first and do all our level ups. So that's going to give him the ability that allows him to pop a huge amount of resistance the second that he gets damaged too much. For these guys, we're just going to keep working them along the paths that they already had. Cyrus, his final ability attacks a target. Ah, okay, so that might be good. It allows people to gain a heal every time. So he damages an enemy, it puts kind of like a long-term debuff on them, and anybody that strikes that enemy gets healed. We've also got Jonah O'Ryan. We're going to get him to Wrath so that I can try out this Vortex thing. I'd like him to have another loadout slot, but I don't know where it's hidden here. So I'll probably get rid of Tome of Force for it, I guess. We'll just make him an all-out DPS juggernaut. The Tigerian Halo. Does that go right there? Interesting. Enhances Ignite Soul. Enemies killed. What's Ignite Soul? We don't even have that. So it says Ignite Soul. Enemies killed by the power detonate, damaging adjacent enemies. No level requirement. Okay, so it's a gift from the Ultramarines or something. Or no, it's derived from something the Ultramarines did first. So the Smurfs did something, and then we derived this from it. So anyways, Ignite Soul. I don't even know where we get that from. We obviously don't have it on any of our abilities right now. The Sigil of the Watchman. Not the one that I'm looking for. The Tome of Power gives you Empower. The Tome of the Vortex. Taking other actions ends the effect. That seems pretty badass. I kind of want to do it. Orbs of the Omnissiah. Disables vehicles temporarily. Okay, so we got some cool stuff in here. Got some very cool thingies. I don't know if this is going to be a good thing to equip for him, because he doesn't have Ignite Soul. So I'm not feeling like... It's not listed. Is it one of his, maybe... Yeah, I don't see it anywhere, so I'm probably just going to leave him with that for the extra bunch of energy. It's probably in here somewhere, I'm just not seeing it. If I had to take a guess at why I'm not seeing it, but I don't want to waste too much time in the episode like staring at menus, so let's go ahead and jump in with Tarkus. Tarkus, as I recall, was a Terminator for us. And so I would say that he had... Which of these did he use? It's probably this one. The Eternal Crusade. But that unlocks all his other stuff too. I'm almost positive that this is what he was doing before because we had... Yeah. I remember this briefly. I think the Force Commander had that, but he had this. He had this. He may have even had an assault cannon. Although I would question, why can't we use this right now? Avitus of the Force Commander. Was it Avitus then that I had in... I can't remember who I had. I had somebody in Terminator armor who did something. And I could go back and watch, but, you know, I've kind of forgotten about it now. Which of these is better for melee? Plus 6 melee skill, plus 7 melee skill. Let's go with that one. And then I think maybe we had him with that. And that was over there. Terminator Lightning Claws. How are those? Not quite as good as the Fist. But we did have a teleporty thing. That's what I had on him before, is he could teleport. And so I don't know if we lost that. It looks like they took it from us. So many things. No, there it is right there. Okay. So we're going to use the teleporter. And then getting back to the things that we had previously... We can go with, I don't know, maybe put something on him that might be a tad more useful. Energy regeneration, but you receive extra damage when hit with ranged weapons. Susceptible to knockback, no thank you. What does this do? The first gift of the Artificers. Donate to receive a unique item. Awarded war gear. What did we get? It probably should have, like, told us. Ah, the Circlet of Storms, okay. Enhances the Vortex of Doom power. There, oh, he can't use it yet. He has to be level 28. Balls. Alright, so we've got equipment that's way too good for us. For him, we'll probably continue forward by increasing his ranged ability, but also his HP. We'll probably give him a little bit of melee once we max these out as well. I don't know how long this expansion is going to be, but let's get rid of all this extra stuff in our inventory that's kind of clogging up space at the moment. Keep Kraken Tooth, Orc Render, basically anything right now that's a white item we'll get rid of. And then we'll throw everything else back into a pile here. I could probably get away with getting rid of some of these corrupted items as well because I'm probably never going to use them. Las Cannon can go. The Blighted Plasma Gun. Okay, we've got the Artifact Combat Shotgun. Probably get rid of those too. I mean, you don't get as much XP anymore because I think the developers realized how much gear they were giving you in between levels. He's got the Vault of Captain Trithos, which is melee damage. I think we were building him as range, so we probably want to give him better accuracy or something like that. Seems a bit smarter. He doesn't have a better autocannon, does he? No. He's got straight damage resistance right now. And this stuff down here, I don't even know what to do with all of this stuff. We just got so many random modifiers that it becomes a little bit cumbersome to figure out what I should be doing with any of it. We're going to keep moving him towards his melee trait Strike with me so that when he kills an enemy, everybody else gets an increase in their melee damage. And then for his supplementary items, we'll probably go with the Drop Pod Beacon. And Ascension to the Golden Throne's kind of nice. I don't know if I should give him rocket launchers. Let's give him the Signum, maybe. On this side with Tarkus, we'll give him the shoulder cannons. And then we'll also give him the extra... The locator beacons don't stack now? Or do we have two of them? Oh, I guess we've got multiples of them now. Okay. That's cool. It means multiple people can equip them. We can't use Melt-A-Bombs anymore, though, which becomes a little bit worrying. Means I might have to move things around on other people. The Demolition Charge Pack. might be droppable for the melt-a-bombs. Although with their fists, they should be able to damage vehicles pretty well. I don't know. I'm not leaving myself a whole lot of anti-vehicle options right now, which leaves me feeling a little bit worried. The Holy Mantle of Elisir. I think that's what we had equipped before. The Favorite of Baradiel. I just don't know, noble viewers. I just don't know. Oh, we have a Cestus of Terror. That's level 22. Well, why wouldn't we equip that? Gives you more range damage, too, which means that's probably a more intelligent decision for him, since we've got him built for ranged anyways. And then this one, 21 accuracy, 89 health to all nearby allies. Vehicle stun. That's going to be, considering how little anti-vehicle we have, that's probably going to be a useful thing to have. So let's go ahead and level up Avidus one more time. That gives him Pitiless. Regular infantry reduced to less than 20% health are killed outright by Avidus' attacks. Wow. That's a pretty impressive ability, too. I just keep seeing better and better stuff on the list here. Well, I don't know if I've made the right decisions right now, but we're back where we were. This gear is not quite as good as it was in the previous game, but it should be able to get us by for a little while until we find more Terminator armor. We definitely don't want to use the level 12 one, so we'll donate that. And donating that will probably give us a huge, huge amount of XP. And indeed it did. We'll go ahead and take Tarkus, and we'll give him the new trait for Special Weapons Tactician, which means that he can do a lot more damage with all of his various non-bolter weapons, which is bad because he's using a Storm Bolter. Might not have been the wisest decision on my end, but we'll figure it out. We'll give him a plasma cannon or something if we can find anything like that later on. And he's got one slot still open, to which I'm thinking, I don't know, we'll just give him one of those, I guess. Seems alright. I mean, I'm not really stoked about how many decisions they're giving me right now. I mean, usually decision is a really, really good thing, but when it comes to doing an LP, I feel like I'm spending entire episodes just moving things around on characters. Continue giving him range. Jonah Orion's back up. If we push him to the max, he goes after using a psychic power, gains a substantial bonus to all ranged attacks. Also gains access to a relic, allowing direct control of the Vortex of Doom. Let's see here. Pulls enemies into the Vortex. It doesn't say pulls allies into the Vortex, and that's what makes me nervous. So for now, we've got a Tyranid graveyard. Since the Blood Raven's heroic defeat of the Tyranid High Fleet, the valley remains littered with the rotting remains of Xenos. Imperial shrines celebrating the victory now mark key areas. Well, what do we want to do with the Bloody Hand? That's got a couple days left on it. And there's a quest over on the other side that we talked about in the previous episode. Is there anything else around? So we've got Bloody Hand, which will give us Daedalus's or Daedalus' tomb, which is a pretty good suit of Terminator armor. On Meridian, we've got 2 days to get the Tome of Quickening for the Legis Uprising. And then we've got the Rescue on that side. The Rescue we're waiting on until we're leveled up and we can actually use the reward. Let's go ahead and start with what we're doing already. It could be a really, really hard mission, but we'll find out. Let's go ahead and we'll have a look.
The Eldar have reappeared, Commander. They have congregated at the site of our climactic battle against the Tyranids. The Black Legion must take priority, but ignoring the Eldar is unwise. At your discretion, pursue and eliminate these Xenos.
What do we know about the Eldar force?
Very little. The Tyranids' destruction of the land exposed ancient Eldar ruins, however. This may be what has drawn them here in such numbers. You can expect to face Xenos skimmer tanks and walkers, as well as powerful infantry.
Has the area changed since our battle with the Tyranids?
The area remains a wasteland, but there have been some changes. Most notably, the Blood Ravens have erected a monument to those brothers who died fighting the Tyranids. It stands above the spot where Sergeant Eberos was entombed with his war gear. Also, an Imperial shrine now stands at the site of our battle with the Hive Tyrant. Purging that temple of Xenos infection would be a laudable act, Commander.
I'm sort of wondering if we're going to have to fight an Avatar here. That's the other thing I'm really worried about. If we have to fight an Avatar, this mission's going to be nasty as hell. They keep showing a picture of one, so I don't know. We're gonna have to take it either way. I get a nasty feeling whenever I play this game, like I'm gonna lose every single time. It's hard.
Even with the traitor legions assailing us, we must oppose the Eldar. Remember that they manipulated the orcs on Calderis and attempted to destroy all of Meridian. I owe their species a debt of blood and fury, Commander.
It's important to bring blood with the fury, because if you only bring one, it's basically like you're working at your half best. So blood and fury always paired well together. It's kind of like pizza and really, really kind of dark ales. Whatever, we'll figure it out. God, I know there's going to be an avatar here. And if there is, it is going to... Luckily, he's covered himself, so at least we're not fighting a nude avatar that's just wiggling his dangler all over the place, distracting us or something.
I never thought we would return here. Smells worse than a Meridian slum.
Rotting Tyranid smells like glory to me.
Focus on the task at hand. Xenos still pollute this place.
Alright, let's go have a look around and we'll see what we can go up against here. So we've already got a couple positions around us. We obviously probably want to get the shrine while we're here. So this mission will probably be broken up into 2 parts, just in the interest of making sure everything goes the way that I want it to, though. I'm just going to have everybody take cover over here, and I'm going to send the Force Commander in ahead because he is remarkably resilient when he's up in this Terminator armor. And so I really do prefer... Did they change the Terminator armor at all? It looks a little bit different to me now. I think they added the insignia to the shoulders and whatnot. How do they have you in close combat already? Well, don't allow them to jump around. Shoot them out of the air. Do some gangster stuff. Do some gangstery things. Oh yeah, we can use Feel No Pain now, too. Alright. Let's go ahead and use a charge to knock them out of cover. And then we'll send my other Terminators forward. Looks like we've got a little bit of trouble over on this side. Yeah, there's my guy. Throw him that fireball. Get that thing in there. Force Commander is taking a considerable amount of damage. Let's go ahead and help him out with a Wrath. I'm not going to use my shoulder cannons just yet because I do feel like it's a little bit of a waste this early in the mission. I think our main problem is just largely going to be a lack of cover for me. Because we were in this one we were fighting broad out in the open and the Eldar were trying to bait us back into this area. It'll probably be okay in the long term, but for that engagement I definitely arrayed myself poorly. Or at least was forced to be arrayed poorly. I don't know if I was forced to be, but I'm going to say that I was forced to be, because why not? The powers of chaos are in this place. They force us to do a many strange thing. Bunch of medical supplies. Almost makes you wonder if I should just keep the med kit on somebody else so that we aren't constantly burning through his energy. I may have to come up with some kind of plan to make his energy work a little bit better. Let's scout carefully. Okay, so we've got a grav tank over here. A shuriken platform. I think you can snipe these. Yeah, and if we can get rid of that, it actually makes our job a lot easier. Is there any cover from this way? No. Alright, well... let's take the big FC here. We'll teleport him in. At which point we'll advance everybody else as carefully as we can. Go ahead and throw a fireball at him. We have to use those now because we don't have frag grenades anymore, so we gotta use like the fireball as our ghetto grenade replacement. Kind of our substitute, our Velveeta basically. We are doing a pretty good job of ripping them in half though. I will freely admit that they are having really bad days. It's probably... oh, Force Commander's actually in... oh, flash grenade, get out of there. Don't be near that. He's actually in ranged mode right now, which is another reason why he's probably not being quite as effective as we might have hoped him to be in the past. So another enemy is now down. Let's bring everybody up this way. We're going to assault this position. We're going to try and take the radar array over there, I think is what it's called, because that allows us to call in further Oh, I'm not remembering very well, but as I recall, it allows us to call in further artillery, maybe? And given how useful the artillery can be in a lot of cases, let's go ahead and find some kind of cover for the Terminators. Let's have our scouts do their thing one more time, because that's why we keep them around. Got an entrenched building, but we knew about that in the first place. The Eldar didn't do a very good job of confusing us with regards to the fact that they were occupying that particular domicile. We'll throw a bomb in there. And the Guardian Squad in the back, so there's probably... If there's a Guardian Squad, there's more than likely like a Shuriken cannon or something over there, but we'll worry about that in just a second. We're going to make our way towards the radar array, which is going to cost us our... Ooh, they teleported in on us.
Something powerful.
Focus on the present. Something approaches.
Go ahead and just cause problems over here since we control from out of range.
I tapped the deepest well at your command.
We are the eyes and ears of the chapter.
There's kind of a lot of explosives in here, which make me nervous. God, Jonah, you are just an animal, man. You're an animal. Yeah, they won't pull that far. That's funny, kind of messing with their leash. They added that, I think. In the previous game, they used to not be pulled like that. They would just, like, engage with you and be totally okay with it. I should probably get rid of some of these cannons over here. It looks like they've got a Shuriken, and what was the other one? I always forget the names of these things because I don't know Eldar stuff at all. I don't want to waste resources doing it, though, if I can just get rid of it with, like, a Lucky Wrath. Actually, let's try out the new Vortex. Put it right there. Yeah! That's amazing. That's the coolest thing. What? Yeah! Oh my god, Jonah is the dude. Jonah is my guy. Oh my god, he's coming to every mission. That was pleasing in a lot of ways. That did things for me that I didn't particularly expect. Okay, so we've got walkers on the way in. Probably a good idea to zap those, and then also maybe get the Force Commander in on this. Avoid any nastiness. It looks like they do a really good job in this game of focus firing. That's one thing that I've noticed, is non-stop. They just stay on one person if they can. We'll drop him out. Jonah's in here getting whooped on, so I need to step him back. Although the Vortex appears to be very, very expensive. So I guess that's kind of the stipulation that goes along with it. Force Commander! Help me, Plix. There we go. Point blank rat that guy. In the dome. No, stop it. Stop it. Stop it right now. I need plasma guns on them or something. Yeah. I could probably taunt, too. I keep forgetting that Tarkus has taunt. So I should probably make use of that at some point. Instead of just being a noob and running around not using the resources that I've been given. Okay, so we'll give them a little bit of energy. I'm going to break this episode off right here. And in breaking it off, I just don't want to sit here and force you guys to wait for me to wait for my energy to regenerate, which is exactly what I'm doing. So I'll see you guys once the energy has come back. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me in the Nerd Castle for another episode of Dawn of War 2, Chaos Rising. I look forward to braving the challenge with you in the next episode. See you later.